Welcome to my channel Valuable Rare Coins because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're diving into a coin that might seem very modern but could still hold a surprising allure for collectors, the United States of America 5-cent coin from 2023, minted in Denver. While it's fresh off the mint and most of these coins are circulating in your change jars and wallets, this small coin offers a fascinating story for those who love numismatics. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why even a 2023 nickel can be a collectible piece worth attention. The 2023 Denver minted nickel is part of the Jefferson Nickel series, which has been in circulation since 1938, honoring Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence. On the obverse, you'll find a finely detailed portrait of Jefferson, showing his characteristic features and powdered hair in crisp relief. The inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 2023 accompany the portrait, framing it beautifully. The reverse features Monticello, Jefferson's iconic Virginia estate, an image that has been a symbol of American heritage and architectural elegance for decades. This classic design merges artistry with historical significance, making the coin instantly recognizable to collectors, while 2023 nickels are being circulated widely. The appeal for collectors comes from coins that remain uncirculated, perfectly preserved, and, even more importantly, from those that display unusual minting anomalies. Uncirculated nickels maintain their original mint luster, with crisp details in Jefferson's hair and Monticello's columns, making them significantly more desirable than circulated examples. For a modern coin, uncirculated condition is often the first thing collectors look for, because the quality can deteriorate quickly when coins are used in everyday transactions. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting modern nickels is the possibility of errors. Even in coins minted today, mistakes happen that can transform a common 5-cent coin into a rare and valuable collectible. For example, doubled dies occur when a design element is stamped twice in slightly different positions. In 2023 nickels, a doubled die could affect Jefferson's portrait, the lettering, or even the date, creating a unique anomaly that collectors actively seek. Each double die coin is one of a kind, providing a tangible link to the minting process that makes it extremely interesting. Off-center strikes are another error that can make a modern nickel stand out. If the blank planchet is misaligned during striking, parts of the design might be missing, producing a striking visual effect. The more dramatic the misalignment, the higher the collectible value. Other types of errors include die cracks, planchet imperfections, or subtle variations in metal composition. Even small irregularities can make a 2023 nickel more appealing to collectors than a standard circulation coin. Condition remains critical when it comes to value. Circulated coins from 2023 with wear and scratches are very common and carry little to no premium above face value. However, uncirculated coins preserved in mint condition, with full luster, sharp lettering, and crisp edges, are far more sought after. Collectors particularly focus on the clarity of Jefferson's portrait, the precision of Monticello's columns, and the overall sharpness of all inscriptions. Proof coins or specially struck mint sets from 2023 highlight the highest level of detail achievable and serve as benchmarks for quality. What makes the 2023 nickel even more intriguing is that it connects the past and the present. While Jefferson nickels have been produced for decades, modern minting techniques still allow for minor variations or errors, making even a brand new coin potentially valuable. These coins are small pieces of history in the making, each one carrying the artistry of the United States Mint and the possibility of becoming a collectible anomaly that future collectors will hunt for. Now, let's talk about value. Most 2023 Denver nickels in circulation are worth face value, which is 5 cents, due to their abundant production. Uncirculated coins, such as those in mint sets or carefully preserved rolls, can command a small premium, usually around 50 cents to $1, depending on condition. Coins with significant minting errors, like double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet flaws, can fetch much higher prices in auctions. generally ranging from $5 to $20 depending on rarity and demand. While it may seem modest, for a coin barely a year old, that is quite remarkable and illustrates how even modern coins can attract collector interest. In summary, the 2023 Denver 5-cent coin is much more than just a piece of currency. It's a small work of art, a symbol of American history, and a potential collectible treasure. From Jefferson's detailed portrait to Monticello's precise columns, and from pristine uncirculated coins to rare minting anomalies, this nickel offers a unique opportunity for both new and experienced collectors to engage with modern numismatics. So next time you come across a 2023 Denver nickel, take a moment to examine it closely. Check the details in Jefferson's hair and Monticello's architecture, and look for any unusual characteristics or errors. While circulated coins trade at face value, uncirculated examples generally sell for 50 cents to $1, and coins with notable minting errors can reach $5 to $20 at auction. Even a coin as new as this can hold surprises for the careful collector. Second rare coin. We're exploring a fascinating piece of American coinage, the United States of America 5 cents coin from 1975, minted in Denver. At first glance, it might seem like an ordinary nickel you might find in your pocket or coin jar, but for collectors, this coin carries both historical significance and intriguing collectible potential. If you love coins, stay tuned, because what seems everyday might actually hide some surprises that could make it a valuable addition to your collection. The 1975 Denver minted nickel is part of the iconic Jefferson Nickel series, which has been in circulation since 1938. On the obverse side, you'll see the distinguished profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, portrayed with remarkable detail. The inscription "In God We Trust" curves along the top, Liberty is inscribed to the left, and the date, 1975, appears just below the portrait. Jefferson's hair, facial features, and profile retain crisp lines that reveal the careful artistry of the United States Mint. The reverse side of the coin features Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia estate. This design is highly detailed, showing the architectural elegance of Monticello, including its iconic columns and domed roof. Below the image, the inscription "E Pluribus Unum" is displayed, along with the denomination 5 cents and United States of America. The balance between Jefferson's profile and Monticello's design has made this series an enduring favorite among collectors. While the 1975 Denver nickel was produced in large numbers for everyday circulation, its true appeal for collectors lies in condition and rarity. Most of these coins have been used in daily transactions, which means they show wear, scratches, and other imperfections. However, coins that have been preserved in uncirculated condition are becoming increasingly scarce. These coins retain their original luster, crisp edges, and finely detailed features, making them highly desirable for collectors seeking pristine examples of mid-1970s coinage. What makes the 1975 Denver nickel even more interesting are minting errors that can elevate its value. One of the most coveted errors among collectors is the double die. A double die occurs when a design element, like the date, lettering, or Jefferson's portrait, is struck twice in slightly different positions. This creates a noticeable doubling effect that is immediately visible under magnification. Collectors love these coins because each double die is unique and tells a story about the minting process, making them much more valuable than standard issues. Another type of error that can increase a coin's collectible appeal is an off-center strike. If the blank planchet is misaligned during striking, part of the design may be missing or cut off, producing a striking visual effect. The more pronounced the misalignment, the more sought after the coin becomes. Additional errors, like die cracks, variations in metal composition, or planchet flaws, can also make a 1975 Denver nickel stand out from the millions of others minted that year. Even small anomalies can transform an otherwise ordinary coin into a collector's treasure. Condition is critical when assessing the value of a 1975 nickel. Circulated coins with wear and scratches are relatively common and hold minimal value above face. In contrast, uncirculated coins that have been carefully preserved in mint state condition retain their original luster, sharp details, and crisp edges, making them significantly more desirable. Collectors pay close attention to the clarity of Jefferson's hair, the sharpness of Monticello's columns, and the overall quality of the inscriptions. Even minor errors in these areas can dramatically increase the coin's appeal. The 1975 Denver nickel also represents a piece of American history. While it was used in everyday transactions across the country, each coin is a reminder of mid-1970s America, a period marked by both social and economic changes. For collectors, these coins are not only a form of currency, but also artifacts that capture a snapshot of U.S. history, artistry, and craftsmanship. Holding a well-preserved 1975 Denver nickel is like holding a small piece of that past, carefully maintained through decades. Now, let's get to the question everyone is curious about: value. Circulated 1975 Denver nickels, the ones you might find in your pocket change, are generally worth face value, which is 5 cents. However, uncirculated coins, those preserved in mint state, typically trade for around 50 cents to $1 in the real market, depending on quality. Coins with significant minting errors, such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or other anomalies, can fetch considerably more at auction, generally ranging from $5 to $20. These numbers highlight how even a coin minted nearly 50 years ago can hold collectible appeal and potential monetary value for those who pay attention to condition and uniqueness. In summary, the 1975 Denver nickel is more than just a 5-cent coin. It's a piece of American history, a representation of Jefferson's legacy, and a collectible item that offers opportunities for discovery. From the sharp detail of Jefferson's portrait to the architectural elegance of Monticello, and from pristine uncirculated coins to unique minting errors, this coin offers layers of interest for collectors of all levels. Next time you stumble upon a 1975 Denver nickel, take a closer look. Examine the sharpness of Jefferson's hair, the precision of Monticello's design, and search for any unusual errors that might make it stand out. Circulated coins trade for face value, uncirculated coins typically sell for 50 cents to $1, and coins with notable errors can reach $5 to $20 at auction. Even a coin that seems ordinary at first glance can turn out to be a hidden gem in the hands of a careful collector. Third expensive coin, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, the United States of America 5 cents coin from 1985, minted in Denver. On the surface, this may look like a standard nickel you might find in circulation, but for collectors, this coin carries layers of intrigue, history, and potential value. If you're passionate about coins, you'll want to pay close attention because what seems ordinary could hide surprises that make it a standout collectible. The 1985 Denver nickel is part of the iconic Jefferson Nickel series, which has been a staple of American currency since 1938. On the obverse side, you'll find the distinguished profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. Jefferson's portrait is finely detailed, capturing his strong profile, flowing hair, and sharp features. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" accompany the image, while the date 1985 is prominently displayed. This side of the coin showcases both artistry and precision, reflecting the United States Mint's commitment to quality craftsmanship. Turning the coin over, the reverse features Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia estate. The architectural details of Monticello are rendered with striking precision. The columns, the domed roof, and the intricate landscaping all come together to create a timeless image. Surrounding Monticello, the inscriptions read "E pluribus unum," United States of America, and the denomination 5 cents. This classic design has made the Jefferson Nickel series a favorite among collectors for decades. Although millions of 1985 Denver nickels were minted for circulation, their true collectible value lies in condition and rarity. Most coins from this year were used in everyday transactions, meaning many show signs of wear, scratches, and discoloration. However, coins that have been preserved in uncirculated condition are increasingly scarce. These mint-state coins retain their original luster, sharp edges, and crisp details, making them highly desirable for collectors seeking pristine examples from the mid 1980s. What makes the 1985 Denver nickel particularly interesting for collectors are the minting errors that occasionally appear. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die. This occurs when a design element, such as the date, lettering, or Jefferson's profile, is struck twice in slightly different positions, producing a noticeable doubling effect. These errors are highly prized because each one is unique and tells a story about the minting process, making the coin stand out from millions of standard issues. Another type of error that adds value is an off-center strike. If the planchet, the blank metal disc used to make the coin, is misaligned during striking, part of the design may be missing or cut off, creating a visually striking anomaly. The more pronounced the misalignment, the more collectors are willing to pay. Other errors, like die cracks, variations in metal composition, or planchet flaws, can also make a 1985 Denver nickel significantly more valuable than its standard counterpart. Condition is another key factor for collectors. Circulated coins, showing the wear of everyday use, are relatively common and usually worth just their face value, 5 cents. However, uncirculated coins, especially those graded in high mint state by professional grading services, can be much more desirable. Collectors examine these coins carefully, looking for sharp details in Jefferson's hair, the clarity of the inscriptions, and the crispness of Monticello's architecture. Even minor errors or exceptional preservation can transform a standard nickel into a coveted collector's item. The 1985 Denver nickel also carries a piece of American history. Though it was widely used in everyday transactions, each coin is a small artifact from mid-1980s America, reflecting both the culture and economic context of the time. Collectors value these coins not only for their monetary worth, but also for their historical significance, craftsmanship, and connection to the past. Now, let's talk about value. Circulated 1985 Denver nickels, the ones you might find in your change jar, are generally worth face value, which is 5 cents. However, uncirculated examples in pristine mint state can fetch around 50 cents to $1 in the real market, depending on their quality. Coins with notable minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks, are even more sought after and can sell at auction for anywhere between $5 and $20, depending on the rarity and severity of the error. This shows that even a coin minted relatively recently can offer significant collectible potential if it's well-preserved or unique. In conclusion, the 1985 Denver nickel is much more than just a 5-cent piece. It's a slice of American history, a representation of Jefferson's legacy, and a coin that offers multiple layers of interest for collectors. From the finely detailed portrait of Jefferson to the architectural elegance of Monticello, and from uncirculated examples to error coins, this nickel provides opportunities for discovery and collection. So, next time you come across a 1985 Denver nickel, take a closer look. Examine the details of Jefferson's portrait, the sharpness of Monticello, and look for any anomalies or minting errors that might make it special. Circulated coins trade for face value, uncirculated coins typically sell for 50 cents to $1, and coins with significant errors can reach $5 to $20 at auction. Even a coin that seems ordinary can hide collectible treasure, making it a must-check for any coin enthusiast. Especially, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, the United States of America 5 cents coin from 1979. At first glance, this might look like just another nickel, a coin you could find in your pocket or loose change. But if you're a coin lover, you'll want to listen closely because the 1979 Denver minted nickel has details, history, and potential value that make it truly special. Stick around until the end, where we'll reveal what this coin could be worth in today's market. The 1979 nickel is part of the iconic Jefferson Nickel series, which has been in circulation since 1938. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the distinguished profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. The portrait captures Jefferson's sharp features and flowing hair, and the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1979 frame his image. This obverse design has remained largely consistent over decades, emphasizing Jefferson's enduring legacy and the artistry of the U.S. Mint. Flipping the coin over, the reverse side features Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia estate. The architectural details are beautifully rendered, from the domed roof to the supporting columns. Every aspect is designed with precision. The inscriptions United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and 5 cents surround Monticello, completing the classic Jefferson Nickel design. This reverse imagery not only honors Jefferson's home, but also showcases the skill and care of coin engravers. Though millions of 1979 Denver nickels were minted, the true value to collectors lies in their condition and rarity. Most of these coins were used in everyday transactions, resulting in wear, scratches, and discoloration over time. However, finding a 1979 nickel in uncirculated, mint-state condition is increasingly rare. Coins that retain their original luster, sharp edges, and clear details are highly desirable because they offer a glimpse into the coin's original production quality and craftsmanship. But the intrigue doesn't stop at condition. The 1979 Denver nickel is also known for certain minting errors, which can make it highly collectible. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die. In these cases, design elements like Jefferson's face, the date, or the lettering may appear doubled due to misalignment during the minting process. These double-die nickels are incredibly rare and highly prized because each error is unique, adding a layer of exclusivity to the coin. Other errors to look out for include off-center strikes, where the coin design doesn't fully align with the planchet, leaving part of the design missing. Planchet flaws, die cracks, and variations in the metal composition can also make a coin more valuable to collectors. Even subtle anomalies can transform a standard nickel into a sought-after collectible, creating opportunities for discovery and excitement for coin enthusiasts. Collectors also pay close attention to the coin's grading. Circulated nickels generally have wear that reduces their value, while uncirculated coins that retain sharp details on Jefferson's portrait and Monticello's reverse can command higher interest. Professional grading by recognized services can further validate a coin's condition and help determine its value, making grading an important step for serious collectors. The 1979 Denver nickel carries not only collectible appeal, but also a snapshot of American history. Minted during a time of economic change and technological advancement, each coin reflects the culture, economy, and craftsmanship of late 1970s America. For collectors, it's not just about monetary value, it's about owning a piece of history, a small but meaningful artifact that connects us to the past. Now, let's talk numbers. Circulated 1979 Denver nickels, those showing signs of everyday use, generally trade for face value, which is 5 cents. However, uncirculated coins, especially those in pristine condition, can fetch around 25 cents to 50 cents in the real market. Coins with notable minting errors, such as double dies or off-center strikes, are far more valuable and can sell at auction for approximately $5 to $20, depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. In summary, the 1979 Denver nickel is far more than just a 5-cent coin. From Jefferson's distinguished portrait to the architectural elegance of Monticello, and from uncirculated mint-state coins to rare error specimens, this nickel offers layers of interest for collectors. Even a coin that seems ordinary can contain surprises, whether in condition, rarity, or minting anomalies. So, the next time you stumble upon a 1979 Denver nickel, take a closer look. Examine the details, check for double dies or off-center strikes, and consider its condition. Circulated coins trade for face value, uncirculated coins typically sell for 25 to 50 cents, and error coins can reach $5 to $20 at auction. This coin is a reminder that even small, everyday objects can hide hidden treasures for collectors and enthusiasts alike. Last unique coin, we're diving into an interesting and sometimes overlooked piece of American numismatic history, the United States 5-cent coin from 1994, minted in Denver. At first glance, it may look like just another nickel in your change, but if you pay close attention, you'll discover that this coin has its own story, subtle rarities, and even minting quirks that make it appealing to collectors. So stick with me until the end, because we'll reveal its actual market value and what makes certain versions of this coin especially valuable. The 1994 Denver nickel is part of the enduring Jefferson Nickel series, which has been in circulation since 1938. On the obverse side, you'll see the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. This profile, designed by Felix Schlag, showcases Jefferson's iconic features and gives the coin a classic and distinguished look. Surrounding Jefferson, you'll find the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1994. For collectors, the clarity of these details can make a big difference in the coin's appeal and value. The reverse side of the coin features Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia home. The intricate details of the estate's dome and columns are carefully rendered, and the inscriptions "United States of America," "E Pluribus Unum," and 5 cents surround the design. While the reverse design remained consistent with earlier nickels, the 1994 Denver issue is notable for its production quality and the fact that any variations or minting errors can greatly increase its collector interest. Although the 1994 Denver nickel was produced in large quantities, making circulated coins fairly common, the true value lies in condition, minting errors, and rarity. Most nickels of this year were used in daily transactions, resulting in normal wear, scratches, and loss of mint luster. However, uncirculated coins in mint condition, showing sharp details on Jefferson's portrait and Monticello's architecture, are becoming more sought after as fewer perfect specimens remain in existence. Collectors often search specifically for these well-preserved examples because their scarcity enhances their value. One of the most fascinating aspects for collectors is the presence of minting errors in the 1994 Denver nickel. These errors can range from double dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks to planchet imperfections or variations in metal composition. Double die errors, for instance, can make the lettering or date appear slightly doubled or shadowed. Coins exhibiting these anomalies are particularly prized because they are rare, one of a kind, and cannot be intentionally reproduced. Even minor flaws or die variations can transform an ordinary coin into a collectible treasure. Another factor influencing the value of the 1994 Denver nickel is its grade. Coins that retain full original luster and have no contact marks are graded higher by professional grading services, and this can significantly impact the price. A high-grade coin, especially one certified by a reputable service, can attract more interest from collectors and fetch a higher price than the average circulated coin. Even subtle differences in strike quality and surface condition are closely examined in the coin collecting community. It's important to remember that coins like the 1994 Denver nickel are not just about monetary value. They also represent a slice of American history. Each coin reflects the culture, economy, and craftsmanship of the early 1990s, offering collectors a tangible connection to the past. For those who enjoy collecting, this coin is a perfect example of how even everyday currency can hold stories, variations, and hidden value for those willing to look closely. Now, let's get into the numbers. Circulated 1994 Denver nickels, showing typical signs of wear from everyday use, usually trade for face value, which is 5 cents. Uncirculated coins in excellent condition, with strong details and original mint luster, can fetch around 25 cents to 50 cents in the real market. However, coins with rare minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or other production anomalies, can be significantly more valuable, selling at auction for approximately $5 to $15. Depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. So next time you come across a 1994 Denver nickel in your change, take a moment to examine it closely. Look for sharp details, luster, and any unusual markings or errors. While many may overlook it as just a 5-cent piece, this coin holds potential interest, historical significance, and even collectible value for the keen-eyed numismatist. Circulated coins trade at face value, uncirculated ones typically sell for 25 to 50 cents, and error coins can fetch $5 to $15 at auction. The 1994 Denver nickel proves that even coins in our everyday pockets can carry hidden stories, unique anomalies, and the thrill of discovery. For collectors and coin lovers, it's a reminder that every coin, no matter how small, can be a gateway into history, artistry, and potential value. So take a closer look at your nickels, appreciate their design, and perhaps you'll find a rare gem waiting to be discovered. Happy collecting!